we know that we all are gathered here to present our presentation, and first of all I would like to give a special thank you to our sir, G. Kumar sir, for giving me a good opportunity on this platform. As we know that in our class, many of the students are got many changes still now, as when you compare it to the past, and these all are because of the contributions of the sir. So again, I am giving a special thank you to the sir for providing this platform. Our teammates are Sunil and Ravi and myself Parvati. My presentation is about Constituent Assembly. Let us know what is Constitution. Rules and regulations are needed for the proper function of any constitution, institute, organization, society, and the country as well. So these rules and regulations which are proper functioning for the governing of a country, these are called as the constitution. Constitution provides a way that bonds diverse people together, make a unity, and it also ever the people about the functions, powers, composition, and structure of the government. So let us know how laws are required and why. As India is a democratic country, as we know, so in largest country like India, many people are with different desires, thoughts, needs, and also they follow different cultures. So this may create some conflicts between them, and in order to control this in our society and to welfare the people, laws are required. Let us know about the Constituent Assembly. Let us know the content of our theme: introduction, composition of Constituent Assembly, working of Constituent Assembly, preamble, drafting committees, enactment and enforcement, and their functions, features, criticism on Constituent Assembly, and last conclusion. Let us know more the definition of the Constituent Assembly. Constituent Assembly is the constitution body, that is, assembly of a people which set together by the people for framing of the constitution of our country. And why the Constitution Assembly was made? It was made for forming a unity among the country and to lead the future. Here, Constituent Assembly was enacted on 26 November 1949, and it came into the force on 26 January 1950. And the time period that was taken to constitute the Constitution for 2 years, 11 months, and 18 days. It took too large because of some complications, and the father of our Constitution Assembly was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, and the Constitution was calligraphed by Prem Bihari Narayan. Let us move. How was the Constitution made and their composition? It was in 1934. The first idea of Constitution Assembly was made by the M.N. Roy, who was a Communist Party leader of India. Then later in 1935, the Indian National Congress officially demanded for the framing of a constitution. Here we have seen that in 1936, a session was held at Delhi, Lucknow, where the movement of health that was refused by the people because it was 1914, August offer was offered by the British government, which was finally accepted for the making of the constitution. Here, August offer, what is August offer? The offer that was given by the Britishers to the Indians for involving in the Governor General Constituent Assembly, because on the time it was in World War II, and because of the support to the Britishers, they have compensated the Indians to involve in their council, and also they established the War Advisory Council, and not only this, they also initiate for the minorities and also introduced it for the framing of Constituent Assembly. In 1942, this mission was started, and here Cripps entered as a cabinet to the India with the proposal of the government, where he introduced it for the separation of the Constituent Assembly of India and Pakistan, but it was failed due to the refusal of the Muslim League. And in 1946, on our constituted on 26 November under the cabinet mission plan, which was also rejected by the people, but it was further under the scheme. And under this scheme, the Constituent Assembly has the total strength of 389 seats. Total strength of the Constituent Assembly. In this, out of 389 seats, 296 were allotted for the British provinces. It means it was under the British rule. And 93 seats are allotted for the princely states, which was not under the British. It was ruled by the king. And these elections were represented by the people of the provinces. Here, in British provinces, the election was held through a single transferable system. What is single transferable system? It is the system where the members are elected through the priority, and which member get the priority, the remaining part were transferred to the more priority members. And here we have seen that in British provinces, indirect election was done, and also in princely states, the members are selected by the heads of the princely states. Here we have seen that there will be a nomination. So our constituent is said to be a party elected and nominated. The first election was held on 1946, in which 208 seats won by the Congress, and the remaining 73 were for the Muslims. Here there was no participation of the princely states, because they don't want to involve in the meeting. Let's move towards the working of the Constituent Assembly. Here there are the meetings. Total 11 sessions are held, and the first meeting was held on 9 December 1946, where the president was selected Sachidanand Sinha as a old temporary president, and within 2 days, on 11th December 1946, next meeting was held, in which Rajendra Prasad was elected as the first Prime Minister, who was temporarily selected, and the second President. And the vice president was H.C. Mukherjee, and also the advisor of Constituent Assembly was selected B.N. Rao. Next, the third meeting was held on 13 December 1946, in which the Jawaharlal Nehru raised give a historic movement, which was objective resolution. Objective resolution means it provides the guidance for the constitution, which gives a philosophical idea for the constitution. Here in objective resolution, they are the features. They are: India is a sovereign, independent and republic, and India's constitution will be a written constitution, and here the people of India shall be guaranteed justice, equality of status, opportunity, faith, belief also. And here India's power and authority were derived from the peoples of the provinces, states. And also here involves The safeguards will be given to the minorities and tribal areas and also for the depression sections. Later on June 3rd, 1947, Mountbatten Plan was accepted, in which there was a separation of the states, Pakistan and India. Here, all the Muslim members and the princely members were joined together in the Constituent Assembly. Later on 1947, 18 July, Independence India Act was passed, in which we got the independence. Actually, earlier it was passed for the independence of India on July 1948. Due to this reason, we have got independence. In this Independence India Act, we have observed three main changes. They are: our constituent also work as in two functions. They are legislative body, which makes the laws, and also constituent body, which is for the Constituent Assembly. Here, when our Constitution Act worked as a legislative body, it was chaired by the M.B. Mahalangar, and when our Constitution worked as a constituent body, it was chaired by the Rajendra Prasad, who was the president of our assembly. And also the main changes are: at first we have observed the total seats were 389, and after the separation of the Pakistan, it was reduced to the 299 seats. And in British provinces, there are 296 in past, now reduced to the 229, whereas the 93 princely states were reduced to the 73. This was my content, and the remain were continued by the
my topic is criminal. It was first introduced in the American Constitution, and then further it was carried forward towards the other constitution from the world, and then we will also have some ideas of the preamble from the American Constitution. And basically, the preamble is beautifully described by the other teammates. So I would only describe the few parts of the preamble, like it is the NA Palkewala said that the preamble is the identity card of the Constitution. That means we can easily, if we read the preamble, we can have the brief ideas that what preamble is and what a Constitution is. And then we can say that it is the extended version of the objective resolution, and it is added in the 42nd Amendment Act 1976. And the new words were added in these preambles are socialist, secular, and integrative. And some of the keywords of these preambles are: we the people of India, sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic, justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. And then my other is major and minor committees, like committees. First of all, this major committee. Major committee and minor committee was divided on the basis of work, important priorities of work. So, and which department will lead the most of the work, and which department will lead the least of the work, that is based on them. And these are the results that which designation has which chairman. Union Power Committee as Jawaharlal Nehru, lead by Jawaharlal Nehru. Union Constitution Committee is also led by Jawaharlal Nehru. Provincial Constituent Committee is led by Sardar Patel. Drafting Committee is led by Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. Advisor Committee on Fundamental Rights, Minorities and Tribal Excluded Area is also led by Sardar Patel. And Rules of Procedures Committee is led by Dr. Rajendra Prasad. State Committee means the committee which is going to negotiate with the state in terms of any talks or in terms of any type of compromises. it is led by the Jawaharlal Nehru, and steering committee is led by the Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Now we are moving towards the minor committee. There are total 13 minor committees, in which I have mentioned the 6 minor committees, like Finance and Staff Committee, which is led by the Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Prudential Committee, which is led by Alladi Krishna Swamy Iyer. House Committee, BP Sita Ramya. Order of Business Committee, which is led by Dr. K.M. Munshi. Ad hoc Committee on the National Flag, which is led by Dr. Rajendra Prasad. And lastly, Press Gallery Committee, which is led by Usha Nath Singh. Here are the Drafting Committee. Drafting Committee, we have 7 members in the Drafting Committee, and the chairman is Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, followed by N. Gopala Swamy Iyer, Alladi Krishna Swamy Iyer, Dr. K.M. Munshi, Syed Mohammad Salahud, and Madhava Rao. He replaced B.R. Ambedkar, who resigned due to the health illness, and T.T. Krishnamachari. He replaced D.P. Kadam, who died in 1948. In the first draft committee, here are the good photos of the draft committee, members of draft committee. First draft committee was published in the August 1948, and the second draft committee published in the October 1948. And enactment and enforcement. First of all, enactment. What is enactment and enforcement? Enactment is we accept the laws and rules and regulations, and then enforcement is we carry forward the law toward the whole nation, and force the law to the nation. If the people of the India or the people of the nation will accept the laws, and then they will follow them. So it is first introduced in 4th November 1948, and then during this stage 7,653 amendments were proposed, but 2,473 were discussed in the assembly, and the Constitution adopted on the 26th November 1949 contained the preamble, 1005 articles, and 8 schedules. And enforcement means there are some articles or there are some laws which are enforced in the date of enactment, like Article 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 60, 24, and many more. The remaining provision came in force on 26 January 1950, which is known as the Republic Day. 26 January is a very special day because it is the day known as the Commons Amendment. And in 1930, before the 20 years back, 1930, it was the day where we celebrate the Purna Swaraj in India, in Lahore session. So that's why 26th January is decided to take the Republic Day and the enforcement of it. And this is a small speech given by the Bhimrao Ambedkar.
इतनी मेहनत और लगन की है, शायद सदन को पता हो कि उसके द्वारा उन्होंने 7 सदस्यों में से एक ने इस्तीफा दे दिया और उसकी जगह किसी और को रख दिया गया। एक सदस्य थे अभी कभी जो उनकी जगह लिखा नहीं और एक और सदस्य अपने कुछ कामों में राज्य के कामों में व्यस्त रहे, इसलिए उनकी जगह लिखा नहीं। एक या दो सदस्य दिल्ली के बाहर थे और शायद सेनेट की वजह से शामिल न हो सके। इसलिए आखिर में हुआ यूं कि मसौदा तैयार करने का सारा भार पड़ा डॉक्टर अम्बेडकर पर और मुझे कोई शक नहीं कि हम सब उनके अनुयायी हैं।
जो भी श्रेय दिया जा रहा है वो मेरा अकेले का नहीं है। इसका कुछ हिस्सा जाता है सर बी.एन. राव को, जो कि हमारी इस सभा के संवैधानिक सलाहकार हैं, जिन्होंने ड्राफ्टिंग कमेटी की विचार करने के लिए संविधान का कच्चा मसौदा तैयार किया। इस श्रेय का कुछ हिस्सा उस ड्राफ्टिंग कमेटी के सदस्यों को भी जाना चाहिए। मैं यहाँ पर संविधान की अच्छाइयाँ गिनाने नहीं जाऊँगा, क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि संविधान कितना भी अच्छा क्यों ना हो, वो अंततः बुरा साबित होगा अगर उसे इस्तेमाल में लाने वाले लोग बुरे होंगे। और संविधान कितना भी बुरा क्यों ना हो, वो अंततः अच्छा साबित होगा अगर उसे इस्तेमाल में लाने वाले लोग अच्छे होंगे। इसलिए जनता और उसके राजनीतिक दलों की भूमिका को संदर्भ में लाने का संविधान पर कोई भी निर्णय लेना मेरे विचार में धन्यवाद। यहाँ आसन पर बैठे हुए और प्रतिदिन की कार्रवाई को देखते हुए मुझे ये प्रतीत हुआ, मुझे आपके जीवन को न हुआ हो कि कितने उत्साह और लगन के साथ संविधान समिति के सदस्यों ने और खास तौर से उनके चेयरमैन डॉक्टर अम्बेडकर ने अपनी खराब सेहत के बावजूद ये काम पूरा।
Another part of the presentation will cover the
A very good morning to everyone, and thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity to stand here and represent my presentation to my group. And my part is feature and function. As we are about to talk about that 289 members have been selected for the there. You know, what were the basis? On what basis they have selected? The main basis was for 10 lakh people, one representative will be represent the 10 lakh people in the Constituent Assembly. First of all, I would like to give a brief idea. There were lots of members. Let's assume there are 500 members were in that assembly, and that assembly, that all assemblies members were the provincial. They were elected through the provincial. That is, provincial means here the British government, the place where the British Raj was there. There were lots of princely state also there, and that provincial state, that is known as provincial state, which is governed by the British rule. And from there, the people will be elected for 10 lakh people, one member will be elected to represent. And they were mainly divided into three communities, their members. That is the Muslim, Sikh and general. In general category, we have Hindu, Dalits, women, all are representative body. And also there is single transferable vote system was used for the provincial. As I have said that there are 500 members, but I am saying that they all are elected body. Directly, the member who is represented 10 lakh people is not directly chosen by the people, but from the 500 members. Just like our India president election, there we use single transferable vote system. We are not directly choosing our leader. Our representative will choose their representative. This is a hierarchy. Once we choose, and they will choose them. In the same way, we choose the 500 member, and that 500 member will choose the 292 member to represent the Constituent Assembly for the provincial states. And there is some 92 members from the princely state, and they were directly nominated by whom? By the Rajas. And if the Raja feel that there were no members who can be nominated, then Raja will themselves represent the princely state. And you all know the single transferable vote system technique. In this technique, if let us consider there are three members, A, B, C. If A got 7 votes, B got 2, and C got 5 votes. Then the highest vote getting is 7. That's A. The lowest vote will be transferred to the majority, and that A will be the winner, and they will be called as a member of the Constituent Assembly. And in the same case, president election is also held in our just past times. Criticism, though whatever you do, people will always criticize you. People will always seeing you to criticize when you finish the work and when they will criticize you. Even I personally believe that our constitution is more ethical than Bhagavad Gita, Quran, Bodhisattva, all. But also there are lots of criticism. So from here we can learn that critics will always criticize you. Just do your work and move on. Now I would like to emphasize on the criticism of our Constituent Assembly. The critics will say that it is not representative body. Though our constitution have a provision for adult franchise, that is right to vote. But the body who have made the constitution, they themselves are not gone there from the right to vote. That's why the critics say that like it was not a representative body, not a sovereign body. They said not a sovereign body. That means it is made under the British rule. That's why the critics say it is not sovereign body. But if you see closely, there was no single member of British were involved in Constituent Assembly while making the constitution. We have to take care of that part. In previous prison, and also there was refused. The main reason was there. The Britishers would say the majority will be the Indian for making the constitution. What means the majority? The majority means if the Indian will be the majority, then the minority will be the Britishers. That's why they refuse. So that they refused, and they our freedom fighter tried to Indianize our whole constitution only through Indians. And it is time consuming since our USA constitution was made only in 4 months. That's why critics say that it is too long lasting and it is too time taking, because it took 2 years, 11 months, 18 days. That's why obviously it will take time. It is a so diverse country where there are too much religions. The whole world's religions present in our country. Diverse language. We have to take care for all the things. And also there are 60 countries constitution contribute to our Indian constitution. Obviously it will take time to analyze it and what are the main features we have to take and what are the features we have to discard. Because the same things cannot be implemented in our country because of our diverse features. Like DPSP, we have taken from Ireland. From French we have taken a liberty. And we have taken the feature, but with modification, not directly. So no one can say that it's a copy of others' constitution. It is dominated by Congress. At that time, the Congress was only the body who represent the entire country. Then how can we say that it is only the Congress body? Because there was no another body at that time. And all the literate person, lawyer, doctor, all are involved in the Congress party. Now obviously the Congress will be lead in the making of constitution. So it is points also be discarded. And the lawyer politician domination. Obviously constitution is a base of lawyer politics. Now how can we imagine that it will be written by businessman or common man? Obviously it will be written by the person who is the expert in politics, jurist, dominated by Hindu. Obviously our country is fragmented on the religion basis. Obviously Muslim League committee have already revolted that we are not going to attend the Constituent Assembly. Now how can we expect that though there was lots of Muslims, our first education minister was also a Muslim, Dr. Abdul Kalam Jafar Maulana, sorry. And Abdul Kalam Ghaffar was also a part of it. So we cannot say that it's Hindu dominated. If it was a Hindu dominated, then already it has been declared a Hindu Rashtra, but it was not. Just because of our ethical. That's why I am saying constitution is the most ethical. In Bhagavad Quran, if they said about the people who is following their religion. In Quran they are saying the same. But here constitution speak about every person. Vasudeva Kutumbakam. Though these things are not present, but through, if we analyze the fraternity, what is that means? We have to welcome everyone, wherever from they came, not only in the our country, but also we are welcoming other person also. And this is the criticism. So, okay. This was our last, and now I would like to conclude our debate. Though we have gathered here to learn, many of you are bored, I think. The main reason behind you are bored because you have not listened carefully actually. That's the main reason. If you have listened carefully, then you must get a very good idea where you can represent yourself in a society that you know something about our constitution. One should understand the main. Every day we used to learn books, but main thing is this: we have to know what is our right in this country. Although we have made this, we have not put that much effort which supposed to need to put, but we have learned lots of things since me and Ravi was an experienced guy in this. But there was one challenge for me to adapt the person who is a newcomer for this one, and we have learned so many things: how to um, how to came together even if you have a newcomers body. And we have learned too many things from this our Constituent Assembly. Previously we have only the knowledge of the Constituent Assembly, which is made mainly for framing the constitution of our country. But after doing this, actually we have failed how they were doing. Actually, Constituent Assembly was not only the place where Constitution had made. Actually, it was the place where India's faith was made. Today we are here just because of our Constitution. If you vote in China, they will directly kill you by giving a citizen charge that you are talking against the. But here we have liberty that we have gathered here and we've learned too much things. So we have to give some tribute to our country. As since everyone's posted their photos, but we have not given because I think it is a disrespect for the freedom fighters if we posted our photo after them. So I would like to request you to please give some tribute to our freedom fighters by standing. Now, our introduction.
Okay, you have mentioned about the single transfer vote system, and we have seen the application of single transfer vote system in recent times. Yes, we have elected the 15th President of Republic of India, Dr. Murmu, correct? And yesterday we have elected Jagdeep as the Vice President of this country. So why we require single transfer vote system? We can elect them as a direct representative of people. Why do we require such device?
The members of the Constituent Assembly selected by
Why we require such a device to elect our representative in this manner? We can elect from the people of this country. The president is the first citizen of this country.
more population. It creates some problems in selecting this. So, by indirect election, it makes it easy and use
Fair enough. Yes, Ravi, come here. Komal.
how constructional development before 1946 was different from those made in the Constituent Assembly. How this look different?
Because before 1946, there was a constitution which is made by the Legislative Assembly, and after the 1946 or 1951, where the first voting system were introduced, and then after we have got the first vote and then we implement our constitution system. So we have the difference between that. That time we have followed the constitution which is made by the British, and now we are made by the our people.
Do you know how constitutional development is happening in this era? You know 1946? You know
The student against and
as you know that Constituent Assembly whole constitution of the whole India. So and why it had become a group of similar as Muslim also present with why it happened so?
because of the majority of the bodies. We are elected, so we are giving the vote for the member, and as you
At that
mentioned,
time Muslim people was also present.
yeah,
You know why? It was not that it was a group of one party.
it's a good
One party.
one party. Muslim League was present, but they are supporting the Indian National Congress, so that's why it's the one party. It's a member of the NSS. Okay, fair enough. Sunil, come here.
Sunil, the way you have put the video clip, it was very amazing for everyone because in a very short time you generated the patriotic feeling among the members of this class. So can we have such device so that we can create patriotic feeling throughout the year among the Indians?
Yeah. First of all, we have to make our people aware about the freedom fighter. What have they gone through? How we get the, because as an Indian we take freedom as per granted that we get. From where we get? From lot of bloodshed we get this freedom. They must understand. How they will understand? By us, the one who know. We have to make them aware. Like today we have done this kind of things. Many of you do not know about the Constituent Assembly because only they know the freedom fighters have fight in the battlefield. But also they work in the office chamber. They should know in the similar field, in a similar stage, they should be aware about the freedom fighter, and also the patriotic feeling will not only for single day, like in 15 August or Republic Day, but also for the entire day of our year. We have to give tribute at every stage. Whatever we have today, just because of freedom fighter, even God did not help at that time, but our freedom fighter helped them, help us to get freedom. They have sacrificed their life, and even there are lots of freedom fighters who have dreamed, but they never seen the freedom. We have to be in our mind that we do not get the freedom as usual. Like many countries, like in Africa, they get as usual because of the UN power. They get, but our country have fight a lot, and we have to, like our these days books also come with the preamble that also make the they will also grow the seeds of patriotic in a student.
Okay, fair enough. Last question. Who want to take?
Okay.
Just comment.
How can we say that the Constituent Assembly hold the aspiration of a common people
Yeah.
and their ways
Because in our constitution we can see there are only the literate person. But in political justice, if you see, everyone got the universal adult franchise. It shows that not only the literate people will get the justice, even the poor people who came from the backward, they will also get the justice. SC/ST Act was passed in 52, and also the religious belief. They have liberty. Those secular features were added in 1976, but the secular feature was already present in our constitution. Like equality, they have liberty to religious belief. What is this belief and religious? If a Hindu is doing their worship, it's okay. If Muslim is doing their worship, this is also okay. Already these are features are present which directly connect to the common man, and that's why there is no any means of fundamental education was made to become a leader, political leader. That's the main reason.
Okay, any message do you want to give to the
Yeah,
audience?
I would like to give the message that never forget our freedom fighter. Forget your ancestors, but never forget freedom fighters. In your mandapa, you used to worship Shiva, Ganesha, Allah, Buddha. You have to put freedom fighters photo there, just to know that you are also. They have done immense things for us.